So, I wanted to come out here and talk about the fear of being average and why I think that honestly probably a big contributor to where our society's kind of downfalling right now. So, I'm sure you guys have seen the midwit meme where it's you got the bell curve. Essentially, you have the high end people who are doing really well and high IQ and not really prospering and very very capable people. And then you have the other end of the people who are not as high IQ, not as capable, or just you know they're not fitting Quinn as well. And then you have a large group of people in the middle, which is wide as the bell curve. People in the middle who kind of make up the large majority of the population. And I think we've kind of grown to this idea that it's not good to be in the middle, you know, um, that you want to be at either end of the bell curve, and that because either end gets eyeballs, that gets attention, that gets uh, influence, so to speak, in our modern world. Because what does it pay attention to? They pay attention to the bad stuff happening, and then they pay attention to the high end people doing high end things. But average person, do you really hear much about them? No, you know. Um, and I think we're afraid of it, and I think a lot of where our society is going is sort of that aspect of the Idiocracy movie where we're having a lot of the lower portions of society kind of just slowly creeping and pushing society into that direction, where that is becoming a larger portion of society because it's easier to be on the low end of things and do the low end aspects of society than it is to be on the high end. Same thing, it gets eyeballs. The more eyeballs you get, the more attention, and then soon, the more attention you get, the more money you get, and it just keeps the cycle keeps feeding. Uh, so I think that's kind of where we're going in a strong direction right now, and yeah, I mean, people are afraid of being average, and like, what's honestly wrong with being average? You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to be average nowadays. Think about it. Like, you're constantly having to kind of push yourself to make more money to keep up with the inflation. So yeah, it takes a lot of effort to be average. It takes a lot of like fortitude and strength to be just even average nowadays. And like I think we're kind of forgetting that aspect of it, that like it's tough to be average. Like even middle class or even lower middle class or even upper middle class, however you want to determine it. But like that bulk of society, it's becoming a less and less bulk, so to speak, and it's tough to maintain that. You know, um, like I mean, it's tough maintaining my own salary every, you know, the wages I make, you know, and like I know that's a tough, and I'm sure it's tough for you. I'm sure it's a not easy aspect to have 10, 12, 14 hours of your day, you know, trying to just survive. Like it's tough being average, and it should be celebrated, honestly. Um, so as an average person, uh, I see you. You know what I mean? I see you. I see the work you put in. I see the strength that you have to maintain to keep up in this world like that, and to not fall into that pit, so to speak, of the other side where the degeneracy and I don't even call it degeneracy, but like like the aspects of like in terms of like doing the criminal aspects of society and um, doing the really negative things that don't harm and hurt people, you know yeah, I mean, it's because that gets eyeballs. You know, it's sad, but it's true. It gets eyeballs, and eyeballs get attention. Attention makes money, and I think when we become this attention economy, that changed a lot of things. Changed a lot of things, and did it really make it better? You know. Um, so anyway, just want to let you guys know that as a fellow like average person, I see you. You know, I see the hard work you're putting in. I see the grind that you do. I see the heart that you put into your life and how much it means to you and how much you just kind of want to keep plugging away at this and hopefully see the betterment of society. I'm right there with you. So I'll let you know it's okay to be average. And hey, it takes a lot of work.